Courtyard House is a blend of traditional with contemporary. It's a subtle tribute to the Chettinad houses with wide courtyards, the burst of colors along with the teakwood doors, rafters and all. So it's a very interesting blend of the traditional and contemporary.
So the home was built by DKP as the architecture, and the builder was Frangipani, and the landscape and the interior in this house was literally like hand in hand, because there are no walls in this house separating the inside from the outside.
So this project is also located very remotely. It's near a village with a lot of farmlands around it, near Hosur, Tamil Nadu.
And it's a 10,000 square feet house on a 27,000 piece of land. And the client brief to us was to make it very earthy and simple and colorful.
The architects have arranged the house in an inverted C plan, where this becomes the common areas, this becomes the informal lounge, the island living, and this becomes the bedroom block. This whole area is the courtyard here, and you have an entrance portico which is here. There's a driveway which is covered with a metal lattice screen. There's a car park. There's a layer number 2, screen number 2, which is covering the car park. There's an outhouse for the caretakers, the drivers, the gardeners and the other utilities. We've done a gazebo which is in the rear garden, and over here we have a dining patio with the amphitheatre spill out towards the corner garden. This is the water body which flanks the driveway. There's a water body surrounding the island living room, and this is the main courtyard of the house, which becomes the core. And there are other small gardens which are created because of the orientation. One overlooks the dining patio, where this becomes one garden, and this becomes a rare, big, huge garden.
There are about a dozen columns in this house, and I think one of our main starting points was these columns, where we were really closely in touch with an artist who did beautiful hand painting. So we both decided that the starting point would be doing a very unique, different design on each of these individual 12 columns, and they would be inspired by Indian heritage. The bottom part is the motifs in different colors, all tropical, bold, saturated. And the top part we kept as a patina paint that almost gave it a feel of a old column that was broken and had not even rusted, but had just collected all these colors through layering. And this patina also picks up in the doors and the windows, little inspiration from Bava. So we basically said that all the common areas would have a simple grey poured floor, and the transition areas would take on a simple Bharat flooring, which is the main Atangudi tiles, in a white and grey. And then when you enter the bedrooms is where we decided to give them a pop of color. So in the dining room you will have an IPS floor on the bottom. We have banana fiber and teak on the top, on the roof. We have river bedstone on the far side wall. And then we sourced the dining table from Bali, which was a single piece of wood from a bark of a tree. The chairs were from Sri Lanka, and we have a really interesting brush chandelier hanging from the top and a distress unit on the stone wall, giving this room such a variety of palettes and materials, but it just binds together very beautifully to tell a very strong tale of eclecticness and earthiness.
All the walls of the villa are rendered into putty finish. So this, we did a pigmented mix on the putty, and it just sets a earthy tone to the other, complementing the other materials used around the palette.
When you enter, generally this area would have been the main living room. This area was supposed to be the informal living room, and this area was supposed to be the dining room because it was right opposite the kitchen. But what we did is, when we came around, because we had this really beautiful table from Bali, we wanted to be a bit counterintuitive, and so when you enter you see this huge dining table, which also makes it easy for guests to kind of leave their things. And then through this view you see the main living room in the middle against this amazingly beautiful ochre wall, and it's also surrounded by the water body, as Dhaval said, and these columns that are hand painted, so it gives a very colorful setting. And then what was intended to be the dining room, we kind of tucked away as the main TV watching area for the families, so there's no real visual between the entrance and somewhere where you want a bit of privacy. The bedrooms took on different combinations of these Atanguri tiles. If you have a Bharat floor in the master bedroom, which is a blue and a grey and a green, then those same colors are translated into the bathrooms in a less busy way. So you just have a plain blue with a lot of teak finishes. Similarly, in the two guest rooms, we have the pattern floor in the main bedroom, but we kind of pick the colors from that floor and use it in the bathroom in a more solid sense. And again, the furniture that we have used in all the bedrooms are a combination of made in Bangalore by our contractor Naresh. And then we have lights from Purple Turtle and a lot of old vintage pieces sourced from Nagpur. Some cool pieces and made by Kane Boutique as well. We wanted to really enhance the ceilings because we had the thatched roof. So with the cool, Atangudi flooring, we brought in the warmth through these teak ceilings, which not only enhance the height and the shape, but also bring in the coziness to the rooms. And even in the bedrooms, you'll see that there are no pieces of paintings, but rather really interesting artifacts that are locally sourced.
We purposefully chose a very country style kitchen which has a white wooden open pore finish on it, with a counter in a subtle grey and a dado having a printed tiles on it.
The doors actually have so many interesting materials and colors in it. So they are normal wood doors, but where one would have an open area with like maybe pleated fabric, we actually put like a wrought iron detail on it and had kasumi glass on either side, so that there you have the privacy. And then at the bottom we created a little panel where we have patina louvers.
And this entire plotted development landscape was basically conceived by us, so which was always an advantage for us to kind of visualize how this villa of 27,000 square feet can also be like. The idea started from this, where the walk path, we wanted to keep it completely hard paved, and eventually this space we want to kind of gradate into the green. So this basically were also worked out in grids of diagonals, where the two finishes were slightly different in terms of riverbed finish, and the other one was Blast 57 that we conceived. So this was the screen that was cutting off the parking from this zone, and obviously this becomes also your backdrop for the outdoor service counter or the bar that we were kind of looking at. So this was a semi-enclosed pavilion that we thought could be the space here, which was completely pergola conceived with a lot of hanging creepers. So, and then it was basically overlooking into a lawn which is completely, spread out, or a private lawn per se. And then the final area, which was the backyard, which was this zone, was a space which was more like a tea deck. So we also thought of this space to be more like an island, which was kind of connected to a deck this way. So it was actually wrapped around with this green. We were looking at this whole palette of the planting to be completely tropical. So we had a lot of these focal varieties of the plumerias, the erythrinas spread out within the property. One of the things that Dhaval had in mind is to kind of, from any space, from interiors that you look out into, it has to be completely green. So added to that, there was also a requirement wherein we wanted to draw a lot of green inside as well. So we used a lot of raffles Dracaena dracos, and Ficus lyratas. These are pure indoor varieties, so that the maintenance also becomes easy. And also this layering, which is generally the palette that we go in for a larger leaf palette. So you have this dense palette of green, something like the Calatias and the Stelligia nicolais that basically happens at the periphery.
Courtyard House sums up our holistic view on design, where lines between architecture, landscape and interiors get blurred and sums up into one entity.